Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's live webinar. I'm your host, Dr. Shah Siddiqui from Time Research and Innovation. And we have a very special program today to talk about sales funnel. Please be spared for my throats. I have cold for the last couple of days, and you might not write sound well, but still, I have arranged this program specifically to talk to you. And I have a special guest today, and I'm going to be introducing the guest soon. So today we are discussing mastering the sales funnel strategy to convert leads into customers. And most of you who is watching my live webinar every week, you know that I intend to contribute knowledge of software development, marketing, business development, and so on. And I also work with businesses, and we contribute together, specifically adding knowledge and value to the network as well as to the business. So today I have a special guest, Terry Arnold from Terry Arnold Consultancy. Hello, Terry. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Dr. Shah, and welcome guests.
Thank you very much. So, most of you know that I and Terry, we work together and we contribute together to grow our businesses in digital space. And you probably know that Terry is working so many years now. Most of my lives, I would say, he has extensive knowledge. And we wanted to contribute together that knowledge he has created through Terry Arnold Consultancy. So I'm going to go and jump into a tour. But before I jump into tour, as usual, I will ask Terry to introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Yeah. As the subject is neurodiversion, I think it would be worth explaining very briefly the encounter I had. I had a stroke 4 years ago, and it was quite a severe stroke because it put me in a coma for 3 or 4 days. And when I came out of it, I didn't even recognize anything around me, not even my family and so on and so forth. But I was reassured by the doctors that because the stroke was in my neck, and this is quite a critical thing to mention, that it wasn't serious. I mean, for somebody who couldn't even speak, that was, although it was reassuring, I would say, it didn't take away the anxiety. But anyway, cut a long story short, as you can see, I made, thanks to my physiotherapists and various other, experts, I made a pretty miraculous recovery. And I would say, today, I'm more or less as I was prior to the stroke. And the last phase of all that is that I met Dr. Shah, and he has made a significant contribution to not so much to my recovery, but to the neurodivergent aspect of his business. And because one of the things that I was very aware of was that I couldn't even operate a computer. But the fact that those sort of, shall we say, technology hindrances were a major obstacle that I needed to get over because I was in quite a high position prior to, I was a vice president of a global research agency. So as you can imagine, it was a pretty mighty fall coming all the way down to the situation where, I couldn't hardly even speak. But long story short, my experience is primarily global brands. I've worked most of my life on global brands. The names ones that come to mind Unilever. I did 5 years with Unilever. Then I was creative director of BBDO International, where I went up to the next level. I was a pan-European in Brussels on Unilever, but I was creative director of BBDO International, and those responsibilities were global brand responsibilities. And then I launched a creative consultancy, which ran for 10 years, very profitable, employed 27 people at its peak. And then I returned back to my roots and to do consultancy. And I'm now in the process of building a consultancy. So that's me in a nutshell. Yeah, there's another bit to slip in there. The company that I work with, iResearch, prior to the pandemic, I worked with them for 5 years, as I say, as vice president, working alongside the CEO. So, yeah, pretty illustrious career, I must say. But yeah, so back to the roots, and that's where we are.
Terry, you are contributing greatly. Those you know that Terry also gets lecturing in different universities, because the knowledge he has, I think that will transform so many young people in the future. So his contribution to education, as well as um, contributing to the businesses. So he's supporting both ways, knowledge, creating knowledge, and as well as creating jobs for future. So I just wanted to share my screen, and we will jump into our conversation today. And just allow me a couple of more minutes. I'll just share my screen and talk about the sales funnel today. You know that we wanted to discuss sales funnel and how you can convert through sales funnel. We have some misconceptions, and different people work differently. So if my explanation doesn't resonate any of you, please excuse me for that. As I said, a different person work differently. I have my methodology. I work with my clients, and they have their individual methodology. So we have to tailor our methodology to conduct a specific sales funnel. And that's the way forward, I would say. It doesn't matter which methodology you will conduct. You have to have a methodology for a sales funnel and grow your business. You probably know there are many businesses, and you know that if you know about data resources like Apollo and a lot of other individual data resources, LinkedIn, automation, and a lot of other things, they prioritize specific development. And when you prioritize development, a landing page and sales funnel is crucial. Terry had extensive experience working with big giant corporation. They also have landing page and as well as sales funnel. Landing page and sales funnel, they're a little bit different, but the mechanism, it is similar. So we're going to be discussing sales funnel and strategies, how you can convert clients to customer. So this is the sales funnel that we work together with Terry, and we have developed this sales funnel for Terry, and it's gone through a strategical development from starting to the end. And it's also will take time, because when we develop a sales funnel, you need to understand the core sales funnel knowledge. Sales funnel knowledge is existing for hundreds of years and is being modified by different people in different stages. Now we are in the core stage of AI and technology. So we need to consider that when we develop sales funnel, we embed those for our customer. So if you were thinking, okay, you have a business, you have a website, why do you need a sales funnel? I'll just give an example. So this is Terry's website. We just finished the offset. We are now working to bits and pieces for customization. like checking the words and all the copywriting and everything if there is any problem. But this site is ready to go. So we have developed Terry's website from scratch, hand coded, and we have used Laravel PHP framework. You know that we customize software and we develop software, any customization you required, and we use the software stack, full stack software. And this is his page. You probably will see lots of information here. So it is like a shop. So you can see all the people he has worked with and a lot of the things. And you can also see the about section, about values. You can also see services, the services Terry Arnold Consultancy is providing to the audience or his target audience. You can also see packages, specifically what he is offering. You can also see all the work he has carried out so far. Most of them, I would say, not every work, because you cannot mention every work. You can mention the best one. Uh, but Terry has, I think, 20 more best work. So we have just included here 8 of them, I think. So you also can see blogs, FAQs, and so on. So this is website. So website is a shop, and in this shop you will have a lot of individual elements. Like if you go to Sainsbury or Tesco, you will see they are a shop and they have many things. But when you go to Sainsbury or Tesco, you might look into their window, and on their window they will not have every product advertised. So a landing page or a sales funnel is the window. So we're going to be prioritizing one item at a time. So now we are prioritizing building powerful brand. So Terry's core motivation is building powerful brand and transform business to the next stage. So we're going to be prioritizing this information with the sales funnel and call to action. So if you wanted to book a consultation, you can click there. You can book Terry's time and explanation why it is important. So you can see lots of explainer video. I will not go into detailed. You can go to growth.terryarnold.com and you will see the full funnel. And we started massive marketing for that as well. So it is for their purposes. So when we conduct marketing, specifically on LinkedIn, on email marketing, or messages, or WhatsApp messages, or what are 360-degree marketing, you need to have a landing page that people can come and see who you are, what you do, and what is your capacity, who do you work for, what services you provide, and any knowledgeable things that you want. We have a book for Terry that is called 23 Doors for Digital Marketing. We are just finalizing the book for you to read. And portfolios, packages here again, and as well as a very specific tailored message. So when you see sales funnel, you will see very specific tailored message, and just one thing that we wanted to convey is build a powerful brand. So I will jump into our conversation now and talk about a bit more about Terry's experiences on developing sales funnel or landing page. Terry, you've been working for many years now, or probably more than 35 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
In relation working, you have seen the innovation, the technology when it was transforming the landscape, and you are also in the landscape where technology is grabbing everything.
Yeah.
What differences you can see?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Shah. Yeah, without going through my history again, but as you can imagine, even though at Unilever things were pretty sophisticated, I would say, as you could imagine, with such a large brand, they did start me off on business development and building the Unilever brand, not the Unilever brand, but obviously products within the Unilever brand. For example, margarines, were one of their product categories, and Bird's Eye was a major product. I'll just take that as one example. But then, as you come up through the ranks, things change very quickly, especially when you start to get into the areas of digital, put it that way. The landscape is moving so rapidly that even when we, as an example, even when we were working for Google, we had Google as a client a couple of years ago at iResearch. Even they didn't mention GPT. Obviously it was all under wraps, and we were, when back in February they announced, or Google announced ChatGPT, it was a much of a blow for us, as it was for the rest of the world. And we were rocketed into the AI category, if you want to put it that way, at breakneck speed, just like everybody else is. So, as you can see, brand development goes through all sorts of phases, whether they're long or short, or massive or not. It's all going through quantum speeds, I would say.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with you, Terry, because when you are in the 21st century and the ChatGPT is there and AI is there, it transforming our lives. And if you do not think about those additional add-ons to the businesses, we're going to be lose a huge portion of the market, isn't it? Because nowadays you can understand your customer persona, you can understand their taste, you can understand how many people visiting your website, you can understand a lot of other things. So at that time and point, if you do not transform your current technology, you're going to be losing the future clients, you're going to be losing those people. They are very tech savvy, because if I see my son, he's just 10 and a half, he is like technology is on his fingertip. So the way he understands technology, I even sometimes fail that what he will do in 20 years time. On my time, if I say, I may, that I did not have phones, mobiles. When I was a teenager, when I'm a teenager, I see mobile phones, and that time it came up. Um, and when I came to the UK in 2004, I just had button phones. And even they were not colored button phones. They were just like dotted button phones. In 2006, 7, 8, 10, it transformed the world differently. We had screen, we had color, we had a lot of things. And next 20 years, it will grow so fast that we will amazed at the end what it has done. So, and that as space, if you do not embed the technology, you will lose a future clients. Because if I wanted to target my son, he gonna be my future clients, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, I need to transform my business for them. And as well as we need to look after the old people as well. I'm not saying that we're not going to look after old people, but the majority of people are going to be the younger future generation. So if you are transforming your business for future, you need to think for a change now. So Terry, as you have seen different generations and you have seen the development, you are continuous on the technology and innovation, how important it is for the businesses to transform their sales strategies differently uh, for the fit for the purpose for the present time?
Well, it's imperative. I think what you're alluding to is, when you start to talk about the older generations, they've adapted quite well, I would say, to mobile phones, put it that way. And as the mobile phone technology gets more and more sophisticated, if you listen to the news at the moment, Apple have just introduced Apple AI. Or I can't remember if it's called AI, but maybe it has another brand name. But it's basically it's embedded Chat GPT and the other technologies, the AI, some of the AI technologies, into the new generation of mobile phone, which is, I think it's Apple 13, no, 14, 15, 16, Apple 16. So, when you see that and you think, on average, having worked on Apple for BBDO, you see the technology and the speed at which the technology is developing. I've got mostly Apple products, and internally, they're designed to be obsolete within 18 months. I'm not saying that everybody gets rid of their mobile phones within 18 months, not at all. But that's their lifespan internally, as Apple understand it. So already, like, if you've got a mobile phone that's 2-3 years old, it's already coming to the end of its life. And putting it in the context of older generations, and I'm not focusing on older generations, but I'm just mentioning older generation as a point of reference, they will be automatically upgrading, whether it's sons and daughters that are helping them or whatever, or somebody else in the family. So they will move forward with their technology and they will adapt. And when you look at some of the voice speak technologies, which I rely on quite heavily because of my neurodivergent issues, they're a tremendous plus.
I totally agree with you because, when you are considering yourself, specifically Terry, you have seen your generation, and you are also seeing our generation, and now you are seeing Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Please remember that when you working with different generation, I'm not mentioning your age, so excuse me for that, but you are fortunate to be seeing the technology change and the shift towards technology, and you are the front runner as a digital marketer. uh, you create possibilities, you create future generation, and you are teaching now to the future generation how they can transform your knowledge to the next levels. And that time you prioritize technology and innovation. And working with you last 1 year, I have also learned many things because the experience you have, I don't have that. But the technology understanding I have, you accepted those. And I can see that many people in the community, they don't want to accept the change. Like when you talk about pandemic, it was still everywhere, but pandemic gave us a push towards digital technology more, because and the growth of the digital technology has expanded huge during the pandemic and after the pandemic. So if we do not transform our future, we're going to be losing a very big portion of the market. So if I ask you another question relating the strategies to convert them to customer, how important it is for them to understand the technology before they think to convert customer to sales?
Yeah, obviously there is a stepping stone that needs to be taken. You need to be taken through. I think, in particular, Dr. Shah has created his own. What he's got a brand name for it. I don't remember what it's called now, but he has his own methodology, if you like, that he's adapted to his sales funnel. Historically, I've been through many different types of sales funnels. Some of them, been branded up like Pipeline, etc. Most people know Pipeline, for example, but then individual ones for the agencies themselves that they create. And in particular, when we're talking about technology, for example, when I was working for a big lottery fund, we had a very complex brief, and I was working alongside the University of Greenwich, and they were handling the tech. Well, when I say they were handling the technology, some PhD students and a business development manager was steering the development of the technology, because what we were looking for was a specific application to the market, which I won't go into the details. It's on my website, but anyway, I won't go into the details now. And that technology didn't exist, so we had to build it, much like Dr. Shah has built his Pipeline. So we were going out. The idea was, the brief was a national brief, and we were approaching lots of different markets. One of the, in the early stages, one was the army, another one was London City Airport, and the other one was Sainsbury's. And we're talking about headquarters, not local offices or anything like that. So when you work on that grand scale, you've got to be able to segment, and that's what a pipeline does for you. That's how the technology can work in your favor. We're in the process. I've already provided to Dr. Shah several multiple databases that I've had running for maybe even like 10 years. They're not 10 years out of date, or but they've been maintained and kept up to date with data dating back over 10 years. So because brands don't often change much, but obviously the employees, if you're starting to drill down to employee level, even job names and titles, they all change drastically. But if you're handling the pipeline, for example, if we call it a pipeline, then that segmentation, you may have to, it's a fairly easy job, as we all know, but it's, the channels have to be reconstructed, or I can't recall what they called the fields. The fields need to be repositioned or retitled or whatever. That, in a nutshell, is what happens within the pipeline. It might be, as in Dr. Shah's example, it may be built slightly differently, but the principle still remains the same.
Thank you, Terry. We're just going to go to another tour, discussing pipelines, as we discuss about the pipelines here. You know that when we develop technology, when you develop sales funnel, it has to resonate your original idea. So when we work with Terry, we have a strategy, and we understood Terry very well, what he wanted to do, what he wanted to achieve, and how he wanted to achieve, what is his target audience, and how he is catering his marketing agency to grow faster. And you need to understand that. So with our sales funnel, this is a methodology that we use for funnel for digital agency. we have different type of sales funnels. So if I go to the next one, this sales funnel is for our social selling. You can see this is a different methodology, little bit different than the Terry's one, but as we understand technology and as we cater different solutions to platforms well, we cater our sales funnel differently. So you will probably see the similar and with the specific call to actions. By the way, you can see my how to win in social selling book. You can also download that to understand social selling. So this is our social selling.zenzimarketing.xyz domain, and you can see all the testimonials and all the work that I have done so far, like supercharge your business with our free services. So this is a call to action, and as well as asking people, if you want to get a supercharged, you just book a consultation with me, and we're going to be giving you some free services. And you know that if you're watching this live webinar through LinkedIn or any other social media, we are giving this sales funnel free to qualified businesses. If you're a business and you are thinking that, okay, you need to transform your idea to different levels, just contact me, and as well as contact Terry, because we have his website, and you can contact him specifically if you wanted to get started. And we can look after the technology bits as well as digital marketing bits and so on. So there is another sales funnel that we have done for Coastal Tide. You can see is a similar methodology, but little bit different to tailor our methodology to the next levels. You can see specifically the target audience and the all the domains and the book for download. This is act as a lead magnets and so on. So every business, they have their unique methodology, and we tailor our methodology with our sales funnel. So I can go to one of our another website, bytestore.com. So if you go to bytestore XYZ, you will see that we tailor different type of methodology, and we have a section, a specific section for funnels. So if you go to the funnels, you will see lots of funnel design to tailor your methodology. We are adding another 10 by end of this month. So you're going to be seeing more methodology for a specific target audience and a specific market. So different sales funnel has their unique value proposition. So if you understand about value proposition, you will know that different businesses has its unique value proposition, and based on the value proposition, you need to tailor your methodology. So if you think about going to the next levels, Terry's here, I'm here, and we have other business strategists, sales partners. We're going to be working together to tailor your methodology to transform your sales to get to the next levels. And this is another funnel that we have tailored for Sales Funnel Accelerator. You can see the funnels. It's tailored different message, and you can see specifically different type of elements to the funnel. So when you designing sales funnel, we're going to go into our conversation now, Terry. When we designed your sales funnel, we've been working, I think, at least few months to come to this stage. And we know that when you develop sales funnel, it's not one way thing. We have some clients, they think that, okay, we just only going to be working and building their funnels for them, and they will not contribute anything. Okay, does it work that way? If you're Terry, you have contributed so much for creating your sales funnel, all the graphic design, book, and all the things that you have contributed your real knowledge to come up to this success. Do you think it is important for the people they engage with the marketing company when they're creating their sales funnel or creating their offer?
Oh yes, I can't. Yeah, you can't underestimate it. The principle, the original idea, and going back a couple of stages prior to the sales funnel, was what is my proposition, and my proposition. I learned that through Unilever, probably one of the biggest things I learned through Unilever was that with Unilever, they have, you probably don't recognize this unless you're, detailed, that they don't have a proposition, they have two propositions. Most of their products are two propositions, they're one proposition and they split into two. So you might have Dove, for example, and it may be saying it washes your skin or it cleans your skin, and it also puts oil. I can't remember what the oil is. One of the sweet scented oils to lubricate the skin, because at the base of it, most, particularly with Unilever, they understand that soap is a detergent, and a detergent which actually will dry out your skin. So what they do is they add this added benefit, which is the palm oil, which will lubricate your skin and put back the oil, or replace the dryness with an oil. So this is very clever. So, cutting a long story short, what I've done is I've actually, from what I've learned with Unilever, I applied that principle to my website. I think the offer is global marketing experience, digital marketing expertise. So that is it in a nutshell. So it's two offers in one, and that is the banner that goes across all the advertising and all the communications on my website. Whether you look at it in detail or whether you look at it superficially, that's what you end up with an end benefit. So that is the major proposition, I would say, that I communicate via my website. But then when you get down to the segmentation, the pipeline, and so on and so forth, all that side of it, as you can see, it's been interpreted on the website or the websites that Dr. Shah has demonstrated in, well, we've only just mentioned 10 different ways. And I had some anxieties when Dr. Shah, when we first started working together, because obviously I knew the landscape, in terms of pipelines and all the rest of it, and everything that goes with those, that's type of execution. And I was already feeding him, data and goodness knows what, and I work with, really top level companies that were also in these fields, and having somebody come along and say, oh no, I've got my own approach. I really was quite nervous about that, because there was nothing visible to me that why should I approach it with his approach and abandon any approach I had. But then when you start to step back and look at it in a more fluid way, put it that way, and you realize that maybe there are other ways of doing things, and maybe they are better. Because, as you said, we've been through the pandemic, and you can't even, on one level, everything had expanded, developed tremendously. I mean, I was in a global organization. We were working, well, across all continents. So then all of a sudden, all the planes were grounded and all the rest of it. And we were all stuck at home. And that was a real gear shift, you know. And if you hadn't been tuned into technology or open to fluid ways of working, you would have been, yeah, you would have been lost. And what I would say is, you know, I'm a pretty determined person. You know, I won't let, you know, shall we say, certain incidents ground me, but you have to remain. You have to remain with a flexible outlook and be adaptable. Otherwise, you're just die in the water. You know, that's probably the easiest way to, you know, describe it.
Thank you, Terry. Yes, it's been very valuable. I would say working with you, because you know that most of the time I give an example. Like, you not only give, you also learn. So the way, each relationship doesn't matter. You are mentor, mentees. You learn from individual person, or you train them. You learn in return. So our relation working with you, yes, uh, you were not prepared, but we talked and we discussed and we specifically tailored our methodology to suit your purpose. And now we have a great product, and we are working together to get to the next level, to get our £1 million clients, and that is our target. So when you have a big target, you know, you have to wait. You have to tailor your methodology differently. That if you do not think bigger, you will not get bigger, isn't it? If you're thinking for a couple of hundreds, or a couple of £1,000 worth of clients, you cannot think for £1 million clients. So that's going to be too much for you. So when you tailor your methodology, if you're thinking for £1 million clients, you will achieve that success when you have a strategical developments. And with you, Terry, I found it more convenient because you have the knowledge, industry knowledge, you know the people. But with technology, if we can transform the atmosphere for people to trust us, we will get the positions that we are looking for. And we have done that together. So I'm gonna jump into my, again, screen sharing. You can see I just gonna go to Terry's website. So we have worked together, and I'm very perfectionist, I would say. Anything I would do, it has to be perfect. And I also super organized. So anything I do, it has to be super organized. Everything has to be in a way that I want. It's a bit of like OCD, you can say, because I'm autistic tendency I had. So I have to be very organized, and I need to see end points and starting. If I do not see starting and the end points, I cannot think, okay, what shall I do? Where shall I go? And how do I do? So that way, I always prioritize the strategical development. So when we were working together, Terry had a different type of website, and Terry were like, okay, do I want to change it? And what would be the scenario if I wanted to change it, and how well we can change it? But at the end, we have come up with a solution to tailor this methodology to differently. Like, okay, we are in the 21st century. We need a software that will uh, tailor future methodologies. So with our development, we can now embed anything. If we are working on chatbots, specifically on our development, we are thinking for sorting, creating persona. We are working on understanding clients. They are visiting the website. So you know that we do email marketing, SEO as well. So all together with 360-degree marketing, the product we have created, it will turn into real value. So when you're creating your future target, when you are creating your website or sales funnel or anything, try to think about why you wanted to go and what you wanted to achieve. And I think with us, Terry, and me, you can get to the point you're looking for. And that would be the next thing that you would think when you're thinking about sales funnel, when you're thinking about website. And please be aware that it will take a little bit of time to sort your technology, because if you do not sort your technology, understand the core benefit of your technology, then you're going to be building something and you need to change it again. There's going to be wastage of money and time. So whatever you wanted to do, invest on technology, and then you will see the benefit. So everyone, they are watching today's live webinar. If you have any question, feel free to ask us through the comment box. I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui from Time Research and Innovation and 𝐄𝐯 Marketing Agency. And I have Terry Arnold from Terry Arnold Consultancy. And we are working together to support businesses to get your next client. So if you are thinking to innovate, if you are thinking to grow, here we have our methodology to work together to get you the success you are looking for. So we work in various aspects. So I'm gonna go to our sales funnel accelerator. We are working together for the 7-step sales funnel accelerator. Terry is one of the strategies of our system, and we have other strategies. We are in conversation with many other strategies, growth partners, and we're going to be together with fulfilling our 7-step process. So with this 7-step process, we have the accelerator growth programs, and in individual space, we're going to be working with you to understand your business and develop a strategy. And you know that Terry is working with us. Terry has worked so many big clients already, and he has set of strategy. And the good thing is that we prioritize research to do anything. So if we are growing your business, if we need to understand your business first, and as well as develop a strategy for the time that we're going to be serving you. So if you are a business and you have developed a strategy and you are not checking those strategies for the time you're going to be executing them, it will be outdated. So if your strategy is built 10 years back and you are not developing new strategies to target new market, you cannot target new market because the technology has changed, the society has shifted, and there are lots of changes happen after the pandemic. So you have to rethink about understanding your business, your target audience, and develop technology. So Terry, my next question to you would be, how important it is to know your business and develop a strategy before we start anything else?
Yeah. Well, I would say in the early days, I didn't even know what strategy meant. It's one of those strategy when with the word stratosphere. It was high level thinking. In somewhere in the stratosphere. But through Unilever in particular, I was taught certain techniques and various things like that, whereby my creative work was kept on target and, answering the issue that the agency was looking to answer and the brand needed to answer, because obviously if the brand didn't get results, then, everything would get lost, in the, so, so strategy is key. And I've grown up understanding at a very early stage during my pan-European era, shall we say, with Unilever, and then ultimately through my interest and responsibilities with BBDO International, how important strategy is. Well, one of the things I would say, where I grew up and really discovered the importance of strategy was when I became creative director of BBDO, I was beginning to learn the importance of strategy at Unilever, but then I was sort of like, at supersonic speed, because I'd landed the job with the BBDO, I was just rocketed. For example, I'll give you one example very quickly. We were, or I personally, or my team and I, we were looking after Armstrong, and which is a huge industrial brand, put it that way. They do all sorts of things like flooring, et cetera, et cetera. So, and it was a B2B account. But anyway, I was coming up with some concepts, ideas, and various other things. And some of them had even gone to market. I'd already been working, because I was on Pan-European for Armstrong. I was working alongside the marketing director, who's based in Paris. And, between us, everything was going incredibly well. Okay, going a few steps forward, 6 months later, one of the directors of BBDO, one of the global directors of BBDO in headquarters, they said, "Oh, forget Armstrong. You don't have to do anything on Armstrong anymore." And obviously, I said, why? And they said, "Oh, we bought the company. We bought their number one company in Germany." Well, when you start to think strategic thinking, that's just a quantum leap. You paddle through all the other sorts of solutions that you think are applicable, and then all of a sudden, they go and buy Armstrong, not Armstrong flooring, but one of the, I can't remember the name of the German brand, which made them number one across Europe immediately. That's the power of purchasing, not nothing to do with, well, you could call it strategy, but, that is what I would say is, I use this term quite loosely. It's typically American style of business. Money. It's the money that counts. It's the power of the buying. Your buying capacity is what is often the case. I'm not saying it's the case in all situations. Obviously, there are other global organisations that do equally well with alternative strategies, not always outright purchasing. But I just take that one as an example.
Thank you, Terry. We're just nearly end of our session, and we are talking last 1 hour. To thank you everyone for joining today's live webinar. I'm Dr. Shah Siddiqui from Time Research and Innovation and 𝐄𝐯 Marketing Agency. I also have Terry Arnold from Terry Arnold Consultancy, and we work together to support businesses, and we look into different areas of the businesses. So I'm just gonna share my screen again for the last time. And if you have any question, feel free to access through the comment box. If you don't, feel free to contact us or DM us through social media. So with Sales Funnel Accelerator, we're going to be embedding our knowledge to understand and see your business and develop a strategy. So we need to look into market analysis, business model design, client profiling, financial planning, operation optimization, leadership development, and a lot of other things. And then we're going to be looking after the sales funnel and social selling. So that's the core of our development, because if you do not have a sales pipeline developed, you cannot tailor your methodology to earn your customer, to get your customer buy your services. So we have implemented our sales funnel strategy with Terry and a lot of our clients, and we're going to be developing that strategy together for you to go to the next levels. And the next thing, we're going to be working with lead magnets, books, workshop developments. You know that if you have a sales funnel, you have to have lead magnets developed. And why you would do that? Because without lead magnet, you cannot attract your customer, you cannot convert them. So it is necessarily needed that when you have a you are developing your sales funnel, you also think about your lead magnets developments. The next is AI and technology integration. So we're going to be adding technology to your footstep, like to your fingertips, like uh, to enhance decision making. So we have our cold email marketing, Zenzi CRM, invoicing, business directory, and a lot of other things that we would embed those for you to get to the right clients and get the right persona. And then we're going to be developing SEO and content marketing integration and strategy. So you know that this is mandatory for you to go to the next level. Without SEO, you cannot do anything. And then we're going to be working with clarifying and closing sales, and as well as after sales. So we're going to be looking after the client that you have, and we will have a continuous development after that. So with this sales funnel accelerator, we have 7-step end-to-end methodology, and we also are recruiting sales professionals if we are a strategist, and if you are a business growth partner, and if you are a digital marketing agency, you are looking to go to the next levels. Feel free to contact me or Terry through LinkedIn and all other social media. We're going to be tailoring this methodology for you uh, to transform your business to the next levels. And you probably know that technology is changing, and if you cannot understand which technology you will embed for your future business, we are here to support you because we know how to tailor this methodology for you. So I'm just going to come out from my um, screen sharing, Terry. So, Terry, we are just nearly end of the session. I just wanted to ask you if you could share some key takeaways from this session.
I think there's probably three key takeaways in context with the sales funnel. I would recommend, number one, to follow Dr. Shah's advice, and don't be embarrassed and actually cherry pick the best content that you not content. I'm using the wrong term now. The best example of sales funnel and model it on Dr. Shah and get his guidance. That's what I would say, because why push water uphill when naturally it'll come down in any case. But so if you've got all the advantages of his channel and experience there already, then use it, I would say. The second point I would say is in terms of sales funnel, there are so many variations, and by modeling it on Dr. Shah, you're going to save a lot of time, because obviously it's already worked out for you. You will go forward in quantum leaps, put it that way. And as he's pointed out, there are other areas of activity which are equally, as I wouldn't say complex, profound, I would use that term maybe, that need to be integrated into your solution, which he has already and his team have already worked out and have already offered you the solution. So number two, I would say take advantage of that experience. And number three, I would say, once you're on that path, good luck. There's lots of other things that still need to be done, which will come down to your personal commitment, shall we say. But at least you'd have the guidelines under Dr. Shah and his team to help you. And so then you can concentrate on developing your products and services according to the marketplace where you think there's an opportunity.
Thank you, Terry. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and you, all the audience that you are watching this webinar, you know that we work together. So if you wanted to go to Terry Arnold Consultancy, terry-arnold.com, you will see the Terry Arnold Consultancy site and all the work we're going to be working together to go to the next levels. Doesn't matter your business size, it doesn't matter the innovation you wanted to progress. We can work together to get you to the next levels. So technology has changed, the society has changed, and we need to tailor our methodology based on the current situation. So if you are not thinking to develop new strategy right now, you need to think to develop new strategy to get your next clients. So sales funnel accelerator, sales funnel creation, and tailoring your methodology with gold and young is going to be transform your business to the next level. So we have knowledgeable people within our community, like Terry Arnold and other people. It has their unique way of dealing with specific problems. So if we have thinking that you have a problems, we can solve that with you, with Terry Arnold, with other people. They are engaged with us, and every knowledgeable people or person they are working with us, they have set up skills that you may not have within your team, and you may need to invest a lot to engage those talent with you. We have that talent within our team. So if you are looking to grow your business to the next levels, we can develop your next strategy with technology, with marketing, with sales funnel, and accelerate that for you. So Terry, stay on the line. I'm going to say bye-bye to the audience, and I will say you bye-bye. So thank you for everyone watching this webinar today. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And I will welcome you next week on next Tuesday with my New Division Business Consortium live webinar. And I will also welcome you, my others, with events and webinar. We have more events with Terry to talk about business development, to talk about marketing. We have real knowledge to contribute to the community. And if we can contribute a little bit of that knowledge for your growth, we will feel comfortable, and we can contribute that. And if you are looking for free strategic session, feel free to contact us, DM us through LinkedIn. I will welcome you next week, and until then, see you and bye-bye.